Hello everybody, the megalithic ruins of Oceanidum Mons on Mars. My name is Jean, thanks for joining me. This is the high-rise photograph we'll be analyzing, Sinuous Ridge in Argyre Planitia. And this is the article accompanying the photograph, and I'll read from it. Quote, though a variety of origins have been proposed, this sinuous layered boulderful deposit in the southern Argyre Planitia is likely an esker. Eskers form in wet-based glaciers when water flows inside or below the glaciers and deposit sediment. After the ice melts, the sediment is left behind as a ridge. Because the material is deposited by flowing water, the sediment in eskers is sorted: large rocks, pebbles, sand grains, etc. Okay, so I'm going to propose and speculate an alternative theory, although NASA is proposing and speculating that this was caused by wet-based glaciers and associated water flows. I'm going to be proposing that these formations and anomalies are actually unnatural. If you look at the megalithic monument, Yonaguni monument near Japan, there's no reason why these formations and anomalies I'll be showing you could not have been covered in water at one stage. So I'm going to respectfully propose an alternate theory. The photo was acquired on the 12th of August 2009 at 25 centimeters per pixel, and as usual I'll be showing you images I cropped from the black and white map projected JP2, and this is a look at the low-res JPEG. And these are these ridges that we're referring to. This is a wallpaper that I thought I'd download and show you guys. This is also off the NASA site. So it's very likely that there was a lot of water in this region. So let's start with the anomalies, and the first glaring anomalies right there. And if you look at the surrounding megalithic blocks, this one sticks out like a sore thumb. Even that one there seems to have some type of design on it, and this piece might have broken off. So close up, we've got this rectangular megalithic slab with a rectangular knob or feature on it, and check out this here. It looks like it could have been the top of a pillar, and it's got this rounded corner, and in the center it's got a little spherical dome or knob. So check out the so-called ridges, or these lines running through this image, and the images I'll be showing you. So what are these knobs that we've been finding on these megalithic blocks? If you've checked my previous videos, you'll see I feature tons and tons of these. So the small features or knobs, we're proposing that these are perhaps artifacts caused by the manufacturing process of the megaliths, e.g. the molding process. Maybe they are symbolic in nature, perhaps they have cultural, spiritual significance, perhaps they are symbols of defiance, placed there by survivors of a catastrophic global war. Might it be that the survivors are displaying these objects in patterns to get attention, or possible fossilized remains of some type of life forms that need personal / growing space, hence the regular spacing between the objects, or perhaps these objects link sites together using some type of technology we have not yet discovered. So if you have any other theories what these small features or knobs could be, please drop a comment in the comment section below. We're checking out this area here. As always, you can use the scale indicator to determine the approximate size of these anomalies. And they all range between about 10 to 15 meters on average. So we're checking out this megalithic block with another oblong, smaller feature or knob, very close to the center. I speculate that piece may have been part of it. Then it would be nicely in the center of that block. So we're checking out these partially buried and covered in sand and dust anomalies. You can see this disc-like shape, like so many others I've shown you in previous videos, with a smaller circular feature or knob right in the center of the rounded part. There we have what looks like a triangular piece with 3 smaller features placed strategically equidistant from each other. So this is that so-called personal growing space or living space. Could these be fossils of some type of life form? We're checking out those anomalies in the center of the screen again, and specifically this megalithic block with a rounded corner, and then the semicircular, very geometric and symmetrical smaller part to it, also nicely in the center. And I speculate these might be as a result of some intelligent design or interference, and I can't see that all these are caused by natural processes. So let me know what you think of that. I'm only speculating as always. Check out these anomalies here, and this megalithic block with some design to it, and it seems there's this parallel line running through the center. This area is slightly recessed, carved out, and in the center of that megalithic slab we've got another smaller feature or knob. So how likely is that to form in nature? Even there's another smaller block with a knob in the center there as well. So what are the chances of that happening? Check out that block there. Looks almost like a little pyramidal feature. And just to go close up, it looks as if it's molded to this larger surface. Okay, there's that block. We're looking at these anomalies here, and there's some noise in this high-rise photograph, so when I do enhance the contrast, it brings out the speckles a bit, so I do apologize for that. There's this almost square megalithic block with flat sides, straight edges, right angles. There's another one with a perfectly rounded corner. Check out this one. Yeah, it seems to have some type of steps carved into it. little triangular ridge, sawtooth ridge running through there. Even that block there seems to be stepped. We're checking out those blocks, and this piece over here especially. Look at the strange triangular feature on the top, and in the center of that we have another little oblong feature or knob. So I speculate that is unnatural. Check at the edge on this thing as well as here. There's more circular features on the apex of this block. There's two little donut symbols there, donut shaped symbols. Check out these blocks over here, almost equally sized, similar geometry, straight sides, right angles. And this block over here seems to have a rounded edge, a little dome-like or circular feature on it. Strange, it looks as if it's sticking over the side a bit. And then look at these rows, megalithic blocks, and the way they fit together there. Check at this circular feature. All these blocks covered in sand, which is expected if there was water flowing through this area. And as I speculate in my previous Argyre Planitia videos, my last 3 videos, a lot of water may have flowed through that area, devastating all the structures and moving these blocks around. And you'll also see that in some areas these blocks have gathered together in clumps. Checking out these anomalies here, and especially the way that these blocks have been arranged in this geometric pattern. There's some symmetry to it as well. And there's another block, convex in shape, with a darker dome-like feature right in the center again. And checking out that pile over there, and these 2 blocks. This knob is on the side. It's not as if it is balancing on top. It's actually joined to this block, if I could put it that way. Check at that rectangular straight-sided part there. Looks like a megalith that's buried. Then this feature over here with another knob or feature on it. And then this piece over here, totally out of place. Look at the pattern on the surface, also like a sawtooth shape, multiple triangles, perfect geometry. Look at that. And then a dome-like feature or knob on the surface. Also another megalithic block, and right in the center we've got a dome-like feature or knob, It also seems if it's part of the larger object. I speculate these may have been molded, and these are artifacts left in the manufacturing process, or alternatively any of those reasons I mentioned before. Let me know what you guys and girls make of my channel viewers and my theories. We can't confirm any of these until we get there, I guess. But in the meantime, who knows? Check out that block there as well. It's got a little knob right there. Here's another one. There's another one. Random? I don't think so. Check out these anomalies here. And the way the objects join together, like pieces of a puzzle. And then there another symbol, knob. Don't know what we could call these things. So also right there. Very similar to megalithic blocks we find on Earth. Also, I have done a video on that. So do check that one out as well if you get a chance. We're checking out this megalithic slab or block here. Just look there, there's another square, a little dome-like feature or knob right in the center. Also, yeah, we've got some irregularity. There's another block, a little knob on it. So let's check out this bigger block. It's like this plectrum shape again, with some geometry and symmetry to it. Looking at these anomalies here. Also, there's a bit of noise in this part of the photograph. Check out these parallel megaliths, similar size and shape. We've got this strange rectangular feature on top, almost like a wedge shape. Check out the arrangement of these blocks or slabs. And then in the center of this pattern we have a larger than usual feature, and on this one over here another little circular feature with a little dome on top, right in the center of that block again. This over here also looks very, very artificial, almost like metallic plates that have been bent into this chevron shape, and that one's got like a rounded bend to it. And this block over here, as if it's got little symbols on it. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little dark spots, and then that line running through there. It branches off to a piece that goes off into the sand. There's another block with a little feature on it. Check out the geometry and design in that. There's another one of those semicircular megaliths, of which I've shown you a ton in this and previous videos. So right in the center, another dome-like feature or knob. There's another one of these semicircular megaliths with another a rounded dome-like feature or knob, and right in the center a smaller spherical dome. These look like two circular features that have been carved into the side. And then this partially buried megalithic slab. Right there we have another flattened dome-like feature in the center of the width. Check out that. There's another one. There's another one down here. So let's check that out. Right in the center. It's oblong dome-like feature. And it seems as if it's part of this larger object, like molded together somehow. Here's another strange block. You can see two of these sides here, and then this corner sort of carved in a bit with that little rounded step, and then the chevron shaped smaller feature or part to it right there. Another one of these with a dome-like feature or knob on it, and it's almost in the center of that piece that you can see. And then let me just get my bearings quickly. We're looking at these two anomalies over here. Really thin rectangular piece sticking out of the ground. Could this be some type of venting system? Who knows? And then this block over here, you see two straight sides, right angle, and then this corner is also carved or worked, and it looks like a cube has been cut out of that corner. There's another one of these flat disc-like or disc-shaped objects, and in the center we've got a dome-like feature or knob. Here we've got two megaliths equally sized, with the same sort of geometry. Check out this over here. Look at the shape of this megalith as well, and next to it the smaller one, a little feature right in the center. But let's check out these two blocks. Straight sides, right angles, and slightly rounded corners, and they do look slightly eroded as well, just to be expected. And check out this slab over here, and on top of it, right in the center, another strange feature, and on the side of it a perfectly circular dome or ring, I'm not sure. Check out that. I think this is the third or fourth big block I'm showing you. This one's partially buried and covered in dust, but look at that, another little pyramidal feature or knob. It seems to be part of the larger object. It's also strategically placed. And then another block totally out of place. So it looks like this is a wedge shape. the sharp edge here, and it's been carved into this larger partially buried block. And that weird looking anomaly, this be a metal plate, the way it is rounded on the sides, the smaller feature or part right in the center, another one of these disc shaped objects. Nice geometry and symmetry in that shape. And then on top, this looks like a little pyramid with a little round sphere or dome right at the apex. And look at the way these two blocks join together. As I was saying earlier, there could have been structures on top of these foundations you're looking at, and the water that flowed through here moved all these blocks into the lower lying areas, into the gullies and so on. Check at these two blocks, and it looks as if they've been made to fit snugly together. The same pattern. I want to see how glaciers form these shapes. With all due respect to the person at NASA that wrote the article, I'm disagreeing with what they're speculating happened here. So check out this area here, and specifically this diamond shape. It's been carved into the surface, and in the center we've got a dark spot. And then look at this. I don't know what that could be. It's got a really well defined edge, and it's really bright. Don't know, metallic in nature. With this edge over here and the way it's rounded there, very artificial. Here as well, that feature on the top, in the center of that rounding. There, looks like another metallic plate. More geometry going on here. Just showing you the abundance of these blocks with knobs or features on them. Check at this too over here. Right in the center. Another hexagonal shape anomaly there. Don't know if this could be a metallic plate. Look at the way it's rounded, bent over here. Or perhaps it's just a very thin megalithic slab. And then in the center, another one of those darker features. We're looking at those blocks and the way that they've been arranged. Also, it looks as if they've been custom cut or carved to fit together. Look at the irregular shape of this object over here. But there's almost like a flange Got this part over here and this part over here. Then this rounding between the two, and then on top of it this rhombic shape symbol or knob, but definitely not your average boulder or rock. So I'm checking out those darker anomalies there, covered in dust, light covering of sand perhaps, but check out the megalith over here. And then in the center an oblong feature or knob. Now we got more arrangement of smaller megaliths. Check at that, arranged like flower petals around that center. And then there's another weird smaller object or symbol on top of this. Looks as if this is covered in strange symbols. I don't know if you guys can see it. There are parallel lines there, the U shape here, circular donut shape there. There's an S. We've seen so many S symbols, or the letter 5 on Mars, in rover images as well. Check even the shape of this. Looks as if it's in the shape of a symbol. There's more parallel lines here. That looks like an illustration of a spider with the legs going across there. Wow. Yatu, that looks like a letter C, an N over here, another U over there. Check at the shape of this. Two rounded parts that over there, and then this rounded piece over here. And then Yatu looks like a V symbol over here. And then there's something like the letter U, I guess. Or maybe that's an outline of a square. A little ball or dome-like thing right in the center. I don't know. Weird. I wish I could go there to see these things for myself. There's another hexagonal shaped block, slab. You can see 3 sides over here. And then strategically placed smaller features over there. And on that piece we've got another feature. So check that out. Another megalithic block with a dome-like knob on it. And then that's a rather weird object. Check at this, how that shape's been carved into it. It seems to be repeated on this side. On this side it's just a little bit larger, but look at the design in this. So come on NASA, tell us what we're looking at here. And then there, that could be a hole, or maybe a circular feature, I'm not sure. But more look like symbols, eroded symbolism on this thing. And look at this. It's almost like a bent metal plate. Yeah, too. It looks like, look at that straight edge coming through there. And it seems to be bent, runs underneath. The sand comes back up, along, and then it's curled around in this shape. I know. Could this be some type of machine or technology? These edges just look too unnatural to me. There's definitely some design to that. Intelligent design. Another one of these megalithic blocks in the shape of a stop sign or hexagon, a little dome-like feature or knob in the center. Check that out. And more of these. Check out the size of that block. That thing's what? About almost 25 meters on the long side. Massive. This one, two straight sides and a rounded part there. Very similar to tons of others I've shown you in this shape. Also with a darker spot in the center near the apex over here. Check at this, more eroded symbolism perhaps. Almost like Mayan designs. Another one of these massive blocks. Look at that smaller dome-like feature there. Look at the edges over here. Looks like a really sharp edge, like a wedge. Could this be a cover, an entranceway over here? Another one of these square megalithic blocks with more what looks like symbolism on the surface. Looks like number 5 upside down, number 8. I don't know. So there, little dome-like feature, very close to the center. And then look at the way these rocks have been arranged, or these boulders have been arranged, with 3 in a row there, and 3 in a row there. And these 2 parallel lines, almost in the shape of a Rubik's Cube. Now check that out. Some alignment of blocks and things here. Some spiritual significance, cultural significance. Maybe some type of observatory. that too. These blocks being arranged around that. And here we've got a really strange looking part to this larger stepped or layered block. That's some type of a vent, air vent, who knows. Then more alignment of megaliths. These two, there's some geometry and similarity between these two. The way they've been placed, I think looks rather unnatural. So let's quickly check out these anomalies on Google Earth Mars. So let's go down to the southern hemisphere to where I found these anomalies, and it's right here, very close to Oceanidum Mons. Oceanidum Mons. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So these are just a couple that I'm highlighting again. So were these caused by glacial movement and water? I think these shapes are artificially designed and built, and then very close to it, let's quickly see, about 178 kilometers west, we have these megaliths at Argyre Planitia, featured in a previous video. So check out the structure in these. So I plan to do many more videos of this area here called Argyre Planitia, and then this area here near Charitum Montes. Speculate there was some water here that flowed through, destroyed these structures, and the water flowed through here, and this is where we can find lots of other megalithic blocks. Check out that one. Some what looks like machinery, even a delta shaped craft perhaps, UFO shaped craft perhaps, and then megalithic blocks and pillars, lots of knobs on them, or smaller features on them. But check out that, this straight piece with this rounded part to it. Now, yeah, lobate. I think NASA calls this lobate, these anomalies. So yeah, look at the geometry and design in this block as well, with what looks like a hole right in the center. Really, come on NASA, lobate. So that's it for this video, I guess. I hope you found it insightful and interesting, and do subscribe if you'd like, and remember to hit the notification bell to be notified as soon as I upload my next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.